can be lifted out of verse number 5. James says, but if any of you need wisdom, you should ask God for it. So how do we talk to God? We talk to God through prayer. He is generous and enjoy giving all people. So he will gladly give you wisdom if you talk to him in prayer. Prayer is the key, y'all. It's the key in all of our situation. It's the key to our world solution. Through prayer, we talk to God and God talks to us. Through prayer, we take on the mind and the wisdom of God. I want to tell you, so if you're talking to God about COVID-19, it would be wise of you. Wisdom says, okay, if I'm going to be out and about, I'm going to put on 2 masks because that's what the scientists say that could help our society. Put on 2 masks. Wash your hands more than 1, 2, 3 times. Wash your hands often. Listen, stay away from a group of people. That's wise, my brothers and sisters. That's wise. You got to take on the mind of God, because God knows everything that's going on. From North Dakota to the tiptoe of Texas, from California to the top of Maine. God knows what's happening from the United States all the way around the globe. God knows, and guess what? God has it right in the palm of his hand. But here's our responsibility. We've got to be wise about what's going on. Don't take it for granted because you got your mask below your nose. Pull that mask up over your nose and your mouth. Be wise. Oh, the word provision in verse 9 through 10. It is a warning to you and me to help us understand when we face troubles, trials, and tribulations. We will remember, watch this, who all of our provisions come from. Yeah. Through these 3 T's, it is to help us remember who all of our blessings and provisions come from. You do know where your provisions come from, don't you? It all comes from God. Smell what pastor is cooking. It all comes from God. You didn't get it from that job. You didn't get it from your thousands of members. You didn't get it from your neighbors. You didn't get it from society. You didn't get it from the government. It came all from God. The word promise. You remember what I said about promise, don't you? You can find that in verse number 12. God says, the word of God says, God will reward them with life forever. That's good news. That's shout news that God will reward us forever. Brothers and sisters, that's good news right there, because what you shall face, what trials and troubles and tribulations that you will go through, here's the shout right here. Don't tear your living room up. Don't tear your television room up. Don't bust the door down. But here is the promise of God. And I like it when God promises something. God says, I promise life forever. Lastly, today, brothers and sisters, I've held you too long. Lastly, today, I want to call on a few people who counted it all joy.